Alright guys, let's do a bow and then let's get running round.
Yes, good hustle. Keep it going.
Are we listening? Are we listening?
I just read that Yule log style.
Yule log style. It's a amalgamation. I figured, it's essentially Christmas.
Yeah.
We're back in the hat and woolly gear. Yeah, we can see our breath.
You can see my breath.
Freezing our tits off for you guys.
Episode 46 or 7?
I think it's 7. Could be wrong.
47, yeah.
Yeah, this is the first one, the first kind of festive one since last year, isn't it? Really? I kind of feel festive because it's fucking
I've got
freezing.
Christmas socks on.
There you go. It's essentially Christmas. You got a hole in your trainers now as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm really pissed off about that because they're really new.
Mm.
And I tried to use super glue to do it up, and the hole is still there, and now they look like shit. So I really nailed that.
Yeah.
I should have nailed it shut.
There you go. I think you do the same as me, whereas you get like a new pair of trainers or a new top, you just wear it to death.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the same.
I think it is a default, though, because I've been skateboarding in them, but that area shouldn't, get messed up, so I don't understand.
Nova chewed it?
No, she doesn't chew shoes.
One of the kids chewed it?
Probably. Let's crack open the squares.
Let's do it.
Because this is more of from an ASMR standpoint, this is like a crunch. Usually they get like a slurp and a sort of...
It's also...
like that, whereas this is going to be a different experience for you guys, for you fans.
It's also an unboxing.
Oh, nice.
Double whammy.
Fuck's sake. An unboxing. Okay, so the packaging, it's kind of foamy.
Exactly.
It's quite thick.
Oh, God.
What do we got in here?
Ben watches so many of them.
It's such a weird phenomenon, isn't it?
It is. It's very...
The boys always tell me to do them when I get some gear from Rain and things like that. I'm like, no.
Who watches it?
I'm 42.
Yeah. It's for kids, I guess, isn't it? But it's like the reaction videos as well. Like something happens and you get some guy going, "Oh shit!" for the whole video.
Yeah,
I just don't get how that's. I mean, it's that kind of goggle box mentality, isn't it? Where you're voyeuristic from one step back.
Yeah.
But
I'm just gonna
very strange.
You talk amongst yourself.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. One sec.
I'm gonna crack open the Yule log square.
I've just got to take the screen out. Sorry if the camera is affected by this.
Oh, so you can watch the battle royals.
It's more just so I can watch myself.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with staring at myself.
In little form. Well, it smells very Yule log.
Does it? Mm-hmm. Does it smell Christmassy?
It smells Christmassy.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Hey, it might just be me being weak as fuck, but has anyone else noticed that opening packets is incredibly hard now?
I've not noticed that. You're not going to open it like that, pull it back and forth. You're going to back and crisp.
This.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I did it.
You didn't even do a JIT session this morning.
No, but I feel like it's one of two things. Either packaging, this is quite sturdy packaging, has got more because they're trying to reduce plastic and stuff like that. They're using different materials now. Or my hands are just so fucked from jiu-jitsu. They're just really weak, and I just can't open packets anymore.
Yeah, I think that's at least 50% of it. I'm terrible, particularly after a session, a gi session.
Well, I don't do the gi, so I can't even use that as But like a crisp packet for the kids, I'm just can't do it.
It's been post 40, I think.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? I used to be the guy, the go-to guy
the
for
grip
opening
guy.
things.
Yeah, the gi definitely. I find it's when on a gi session, if I've I've cut myself somewhere or something, you want to get some tape for something, and the amount of times you go, grab some tape, and you go to you're like, I've got nothing left, I can't fucking rip it.
Yeah, that is surprisingly chewy, in a good way.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit denser than a standard one, isn't it? The standard one just kind of goes down, doesn't it?
It does taste like a Yule log. We're not sponsored by Rice Krispies Squares, but
Yet,
yeah.
just putting it out there. Maybe as a festive thing, we should have a every time now, between now and Christmas, we should have a Christmas themed confectionery thing, and we'll unbox it every time.
Yeah, nice. We'll really lean into the unboxing. How many do you get in here?
4, I think.
Nice,
so you leave me.
Yeah.
One
Go
for
and
the
get
missus.
them, guys. Yule log flavour.
Yep.
I don't know if that's just psychological, but it does taste like a Yule log, or it's probably just a chocolate Rice Krispie square.
Well, why don't you let Sophia have one? Don't tell her it's a Yule log, and say what's it? What kind of flavour is it? You know, that's the blind test, isn't it?
You'll never guess.
Yes. Boom.
Huh? She was wearing a cow print. Thanks. She was wearing a cow print fleece earlier, and I went up and went, "Hey you, huh? Huh?" And she was just like, "That's a sheep." I was like, "So close,
Damn it!
a swing and a miss."
That's hilarious. Classic dad. But you could lean into that, but yeah, I was being ironic.
Yeah,
You know, well, totally like jokes on you, if anything.
idiot, fucking woman. Sorry.
So what do you want to talk about then? We had an idea before we started, but it's gone out of my head now.
I just finished a 1-to-1 with one of the MMA guys,
Oh yeah,
and I think
amazingly filmed as well. I thought.
Steve was asked to film part of the 1-to-1 earlier, and he made a joke about like just filming himself the whole time, like you know, a granddad would. And then when we went to check the recording, he had stopped it recording just before when he meant to start it, and then started it recording when he meant to stop it.
Boom!
That's the crickets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
happened.
He self-actualized.
I manifested, basically. I manifested it myself. I've only got myself to blame. I'm partially blaming the eyesight, but mainly blaming the fact that I'm a bit of a mong.
Yeah. But yeah, jiu-jitsu and MMA, or grappling in MMA. I feel like I'm not the hugest of MMA fans, but would you be? You're a bit more into it than I am. Would you say? I feel like we're in a grappling era of MMA. Like I feel like the first, let's say, 10 years of MMA was obviously a grappling coming out party, if you will.
It was a bit.
You know, and everyone was kind of working it out. Everyone realised, shit, you need to do jiu-jitsu. And then there was sort of like, shit, you need to be able to wrestle as well. Wrestling is like super useful. Like if we combine jiu-jitsu and wrestling, that's super useful. And then, again, I'll probably get the timings all wrong, and if there's some hardened aficionados, but let's just say between, I don't know, 2015 and 2020, a lot of people were like doing a good job of sort of shutting it down. Like Conor was never a grappler, really, was he? Obviously, he was, but I feel like there was a definite like stand-up era, like Anderson Silva, like it was probably more recently, like Izzy and the old big Brazilian guy who's still around, obviously. So I'm not saying there aren't good strikers around and stuff.
Wonder Boy and all those kind of guys. Yeah, yeah.
But I
Specific
feel like
styles.
sort of grappling was maybe fading out a little bit. Like obviously everyone needs grappling, so that's just a given. But I feel that there were certainly conversations where it was like, oh, jiu-jitsu's like less useful now. And the meta of jiu-jitsu had got like really like noodly and like guard pulley and like worm guard and, inverting and things like that. So it seemed like sport jiu-jitsu was going further away from like MMA sort of grappling. And there was this maybe a kind of thought that like jiu-jitsu is not that useful in MMA. Like you need to do like MMA-based grappling and things like that. But I feel like certainly like since the Dagestanis have like come in, and so that'd be an interesting point to sort of discuss. Like grappling is back, like, and it's like just hardened, amazing grapplers are just winning.
Yeah.
Like and obviously everyone's good at everything, aren't they? So I'm not saying they don't have good striking. They do have good striking, but like predominantly all the daggies are like they're grapplers, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's their discipline.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Dern, she's the champ now.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, she won the belt. Like obviously OG jiu-jitsu. Tom Aspinall, black belt in jiu-jitsu. So I feel like we're definitely in like a sort of grappling era.
I think the jiu-jitsu now is just part of the skill set that you have to have. You get these guys that are, back in the day, it was very much sport versus sport, wasn't it? Right from the very start. And then you would have guys who, in the next kind of generation, who they had a specific thing that was their specialism. Specialism. And then they would be kind of good at everything else. And then you had like the first like all-rounders, GSP, Anderson Silva, who were kind of, they were really good at a lot of it. Whereas now you got these guys who are, I think Stipe was the first heavyweight champ who was this. Like they just trained MMA from the start. So they trained everything, all the different disciplines from the start.
Yeah.
And they're equally as good at all of it. And I think that is where we're at. And I think, like you said, the Dagestanians brought in all the Sambo and that sort of crazy style.
I think we've gone on a step from there. I think like 5 years ago, yes, there was like your Dustin Poiriers and people of that ilk, Conor McGregor, you could maybe argue, who were like MMA fighters. I feel like we're moving back towards like really, really specialist grapplers. Not necessarily jiu-jitsu, but like a combination of jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but specialist grapplers are coming back in and causing even those like very well-rounded people like real problems because they're just so good at grappling.
Do you think it's where jiu-jitsu and wrestling particularly have kind of reached a bit of a symbiosis where, like you say, guys are just doing wrestling and jiu-jitsu from the start.
It's just grappling now, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like your like wrestling skills of like dominating top position, getting back to standing.
Because they do complement each other beautifully, don't they?
Yeah, and then having a good guard as well and understanding the legs and all this sort of stuff like that. Whole 360 game.
Yeah.
I feel like it's back on the menu and like people, just the level has just got so high.
Yeah. Because I guess that's an inevitable point it reaches, isn't it? Where say you get to that point, everyone's at that level. Everyone is incredible at everything. You've got to have an edge somewhere, haven't you? So you then got to have something else. Then that becomes a little bit like that's your specialist thing. So as you say, maybe it's just reaching that full circle where you do need that specialist thing again, but you've got this like bedrock of like 30 odd years of all the meta from all the different previous generations.
Well, Ty and Cade as well.
Yeah.
Again, I might be wrong, but like a lot of the time we saw like jiu-jitsu guys like dominate the jiu-jitsu competitive landscape and then go into MMA. Cade and Ty, I'd say it's a little bit different. Like they are literally peaking at the moment, but they're already in MMA.
Yeah.
Like they literally sort of peaked, won like ADCC. Ty didn't, but Cade won ADCC. But then they were already starting to take MMA fights. So they literally are probably, you could make the argument, two of the best grapplers in the world, top 10 grapplers at any weight, any discipline, anything. And it's not like they're on the wane, like they've just got there.
Yeah.
And so they've got another 10 years of probably being the best grapplers in the world, but they're already in MMA. So these, and you could always make the argument that, like, there was never, like, and again, I'm sure people can point out examples of me being wrong, but, like, there was never, like, the number one grappler in the world in MMA. They were just, like, disciplined, because to be the number one grappler in the world, you got to grapple all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah, whereas they're, like, doing it, but also like running a good MMA career. It's insane, isn't it?
It really is.
It'd be really, like we were saying on a previous podcast, and again, like being not a super fan of MMA, like I might be wrong, but I really want to see them in the UFC because that's my yard marker of like, are they elite MMA yet?
Yeah.
I know they're winning bouts and stuff, and they're unbeaten in ONE FC. And I'm sure those guys are really good. It was kind of like when Gary Tonin was like, he did really well, and then he went up against, like, I think the champ and fought for the belt, and then got knocked out.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean he's not good. Like, he's fucking amazing,
thing.
obviously. But, like, I'd be really interested to see where are Cade and Ty. Like, could they
because the level
out?
Because the level of, obviously, the level of all the striking arts is growing and growing and growing. Obviously. So it's easy for you to be a world-class grappler, but can you strike at that level? You know, and can you incorporate, because, you know, there's some stuff from, like, say, jiu-jitsu that doesn't cross over because you're leaving yourself open to ground and pound, for example, or, you know, so you have to make those adjustments and make those adjustments against a world-class striker.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that with, when you think some of those guys, they've been striking for, I don't know,
Their whole lives.
Yeah, totally. So how do you catch up?
What do you think is better, to be the best grappler in the world and have average striking, or to be the best striker in the world and have average grappling? Who wins if those two guys go up against each other?
My heart tells me grappling. But
For sure it is. It's an easy question to answer, I think. Like,
because as soon as you shoot or you can get past one shot, it's, you know,
against the best guy in the world,
best striker as well.
being able to just stand up and shrug them off,
Yeah.
like, you've got to be fucking good at grappling to be able to do that. So if your grappling's average, and it would be because you're the best striker in the world, you've had to dedicate so much time to that. You're getting taken down. You're getting, unless you land a clean strike.
There's always a puncher's chance.
There's always a puncher's chance, but I don't want to go into a fight with a puncher's chance.
No.
I want to go in with a grappler's chance.
Yeah.
Maybe
There's
we
a
could
lot
start.
more.
I feel like this could be a thing.
Yeah,
a grappler's
totally.
chance
It's
is like where you're like 70-30 in favour of you, whereas a puncher's chance is like, it's not 50-50, I don't think. What are the percentages on a puncher's
tricky one,
chance?
isn't
30%?
Let's put it in the comments what you think. That's an interesting question.
Everyone, like, because a puncher's chance is like, you might win because like you could connect, but like if that was like an odds thing, it would be low odds, wouldn't it? It'd be shitty odds.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And there's more
Or
angles
high
you
odds,
can.
or however you want to put it.
Yeah, my money would be on grappling, but I'm just testing in my head whether it's just because that's what I would want, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, yes.
Do you know what I mean? That's
But
what.
we are signed up because we're very highly intelligent and we're backing the winning horse.
Okay, let's go with that.
That's why we grapple.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ain't going to do some substandard Aikido shit, like, or, you know, whatever else, boxing.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not saying boxing's not an effective martial art, but like, if you get the best boxer in the world versus the best grappler, it's not even that's like a YouTube video where it's like, this is funny to watch because like,
because
they're just gonna get
because
embarrassed.
because it's like, again, nothing against boxing. Boxing's amazing, but you've got twice as many limbs to go at if you know what you're doing with grappling.
Yeah.
You, to start with.
I was watching it's something. Obviously, I don't do MMA, but maybe I'll do it at some point. But I was just watching like the kickboxers. I think I was watching like the kids' kickboxing class. So not the best thing to watch, but I was just watching how they moved around and like how they sort of. So they're only kickboxing. They're not doing MMA, so they're not having to worry about takedowns and stuff.
Yeah,
they're just strictly kickboxing.
Yeah,
and you know, there's always that thing like. If I had a fight with a good kickboxer, like, they might, like, if I shot for a takedown, they might kick you in the head or knee you in the head. And, like, even if it doesn't knock you out, it's going to fucking hurt, innit? Like, and then suddenly your ability to grapple is going to be, like, impaired because, like, fuck.
Mate, it's the
Like,
main
that was
reason.
painful as fuck.
Yeah, it's the main reason that I have struggled with takedown, with shooting over the years. It's just because those years of kickboxing, of training into me, don't duck your head down there because you're going to get a knee in the face.
Yeah.
So I still have that thought in my head now.
But
So it's very real.
I was watching them, and then I was watching their little legs going and moving around, and they're quite upright and stuff, obviously, because they're not worried about takedowns and stuff. And I just looked at it, I was like, it would be so easy to take you down. I wouldn't even have to shoot. Like, there's just so many opportunities. They're coming in so upright, their little legs twitching away. Like,
Yeah.
I just
Okay, so what about
just
a guy?
time your shot. Like, they throw a kick, you defend it or move back, you grab their leg.
But what about a guy who's really good who can set up 2 or 3 little feints to make you
I'm
go
not,
a
like,
certain way?
100%.
That's what I mean. This is where you start to get into the weeds with it. Is like,
Yeah.
If he's good, like Izzy, for example, world-class, so good at setting up traps. If he gets you to shove your weight one way, don't matter how fucking good your grappling is, you're out.
Yeah.
This
But-
is where it comes into the middle.
Yeah,
I think.
but, well, hopefully you're out.
Yeah.
I mean, he says, hopefully you're out.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, any sort of blockade, if you can just take it and not go out. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Like, I'm not going to put this to the test.
No, I think
Because I don't want to take loads of headshots. And
Yeah.
be like,
This is-
fuck, that
this
was
is- yeah.
fucking painful.
yeah, this is the reality.
But
I
it's
think
interesting to watch and just, it's.
if you're conditioned to the point where you can eat a couple of shots to get in, then the odds do change dramatically. I think.
Yeah.
Once you're close and you can't get, in order to do a strike, you need a bit of distance, don't you? Whereas
Yeah.
we can do things at distance and really, really close. Whereas you can't do much if the guy's right up in your grill when you're striking because you haven't got the angles to get the swing. You know?
No,
Even an
yeah,
elbow, you
100%,
could be
yeah,
too
yeah.
close for an elbow.
Close the distance.
Yeah.
But that's the challenge against like a kickboxer, say, isn't it? Is closing the distance.
They're just going to stay at distance and circle off.
Yeah.
Just tee off on you and just keep circling, and then you'll never get in there. They'll be in, they'll be blah blah blah,
And
and then
if
they'll
you
back out.
rush in, like if they can, and then
You walk into a knee or whatever, and then you're out. It's an interesting thought. It's an interesting kind of it's levels, I think.
sit down.
Yeah, that's it. Just sit down and grab a leg. Just sit down and wait for him to come to you. But then
An axe kick. Do you think that's effective to a guarded player?
timed, that would be down to timing, I think. If you landed it, yeah, definitely.
I would want to wrestle them down though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind pulling guard.
Like there is a moment in an axe kick where if you timed it right and the leg's up in the air and you can shoot for then you've got the leg.
No, what I mean is if you were playing guard and they came at like something, what are they going to do to you if you're playing guard? Kick your legs, but like an axe kick where it comes down. Like,
Yeah, I think you still need a bit of distance. If they're right on your leg, you could to a degree. You could a knee or something, or a 12 to 6 elbow or something.
Well, it'd have to be down on top of you at that point. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I wish you could run something like this through AI somehow.
But we can. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It'd be good. I know it's repeating history, but it would be interesting for a fight organisation to do this again because it's just
my
so
God.
fun to watch.
That would be a great idea,
Like, it'd be
especially
hard
yeah.
to find people who are really strict on their disciplines.
But that
Maybe not that hard, but people who want to do it.
But I think if that did happen, there'd have to be judges which you get penalised for going outside of your rule set. So say you got a jiu-jitsu guy and a striker.
No. What I think, you can do anything. The rule set has to be like no holds barred, but there has to be like a thorough background check to make sure you've never done any other art apart from
Oh,
the stuff
okay.
you've done. Or like it just has
Just
to be never.
pure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you could do it both ways. You could do it where you could do it where guys are just sticking to a particular discipline, but you're doing it for the sake of like it did in the early days, where you're proving that your martial art is the best.
Yeah, that is true because that is quite traditional as well.
Yeah,
People
but I mean they would
kept to their discipline.
Yeah, but they were doing it back then because that's all they did.
Yeah,
But you could do it now with like MMA guys. But it's like you're going to do jiu-jitsu. You agree to do say jiu-jitsu, and you agree to do say Muay Thai, but you have to stick to that. And if the grappler throws a shot, you get penalised. If the guy doing Muay Thai, whatever, goes for a shoot or something that isn't Muay Thai, then you get penalised, sort of thing. You could do it both ways.
Yeah, interesting.
It would. It'd be a great little full circle, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like with the last 30 years of the evolution of MMA, with all of that in mind, to see how that would happen.
Be cool.
Because I think I don't know all the truth of this or all the whole story, but I think it was said that the Gracie sort of picked various opponents, and there were like the Bas Rutens and people like that weren't picked because it was advertising jiu-jitsu to the American market, which they did an amazing job of, didn't they? So I don't know how it would go this time around. It'd be interesting to watch, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, those people weren't picked, I guess, because they had a diverse skill set.
I guess so, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would have done a fair bit of grappling in different contexts and things like that.
And they wanted
maybe they
pure-
were just like, we want like some stand-up people that we know we can beat, I guess.
But also people that just are pure.
Yeah. So
whatever.
like this a karate guy against this new grappling style.
And it was it's an amazing freak show,
Yeah. What I really want to see, I want to see a leg locker really do well. I want to see someone win championship of the UFC with
a leg lock.
With leg locks.
as in win the belt.
I think it will happen.
But yeah, I mean, the whole leg lock game is just
I think it will
exploding.
I know, maybe that's a naive jiu-jitsu attitude, but if you look at like the trends in like grappling styles and things like that,
The trends.
the trend. If you look at trends, if you look at the trends in, I wonder. So I've never looked at this. I wonder whether the meta of jiu-jitsu has influence on the meta of MMA, but like maybe there's like a delay.
Maybe. It would make sense that there was, because it's hard for people to kind of take everything in from, say, jiu-jitsu when they're trying to incorporate everything else as well.
Maybe it goes the other way. Maybe MMA influences jiu-jitsu.
Maybe.
Because obviously guard pulling never really became a good strategy in MMA. Like that's pretty well established.
Yeah.
Pulling guard is probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
And so I guess leg locking in some ways falls into that category that you're kind of pulling guard.
Yeah, I think hunting, like Paul Craig,
Yeah,
he's very much a bottom player, isn't he? He's done really well with that bottom style.
The thing is with leg locks, like, it's not like that. So that you can obviously, a lot of people do play leg lock game from guard. So they're on bottom, the other person's on top. They're trying to attack legs, but the process starts with that off balance.
Yeah.
And part of an off balance is you could put them to their hands, or you can sit them to their hips. And then one of the sort of things that's really going to help you work towards a leg lock is keeping that person on their hips. So in that situation, it's more of a double seated position.
Yeah.
You're trying to pin your partner on their hips whilst you try and get a mechanical position to break their leg.
Yeah.
So you're not really top versus bottom player at that point.
Yeah.
So I feel like obviously you can enter the legs from the top. Like you could be in a passing position, and we're going to look at this tonight in class, connecting your passes and your leg entries, or finishing a leg lock with passes.
Yeah.
So one of those things is going to happen. You've got that sort of running that dilemma.
Yeah.
And that could be a useful thing in MMA. But I feel like there needs to be that hyper awareness of, okay, I'm passing, maybe I'm in a leg drag, and I give him a few digs, the heel's open, I slip back to get the heel. I'm not going to try and finish it from this top position because that's probably low percentage. So I'm going to sit to my bum. I'm going to try and finish it. He starts coming up, but I need to make sure he doesn't get on top because now I'm losing position.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure he doesn't get up. So I keep his hips pinned.
Yep.
And then either I carry on trying to finish the leg lock, or maybe I finish the pass. I think that's not necessarily a bad strategy for MMA.
No.
I think if you sat back on the leg lock from a passing position, let the person elevate their hips and come up on top, that was an error. So there was a point where we were doing well. Now the mistake was made. You've let them get on top. You're on the bottom now. They can strike. They're going to clear the legs. Like, that was an error. So maybe it's like just understanding and being probably a lot more disciplined with the exchange of keeping their hips pinned. And as soon as you feel like they're starting to come up, using your control over the legs to either to repin their hips or to elevate their foot and then get up to the top position.
Yeah.
And then having that as the battle. But I do think like the leg lock game is so it's so like technical and just wonderful and like so good. People are so good at it. It has to break into MMA soon. Obviously, Ryan Hall probably has done the best.
Yeah.
And that maybe that chap, Paul, whatever his
Paul
name
Craig.
is, Paul Craig.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see someone win a title with a leg lock.
It is that thing we were talking about.
Has it been done already? In the UFC?
Don't know. Not sure. I'll have to do a bit of research. I think it's. I think we said this a couple of weeks ago. It's like it's almost ironic that something that was leg locks. I mean, that was kind of in jiu-jitsu. It was kind of like, not ridiculed, but it's kind of like classic jiu-jitsu guys. It was all just. It was not. It was frowned upon, wasn't it?
Poor technique.
Yeah, but now it's developed into the point where it's almost like, this might be a controversial statement, but it's like the purest form of jiu-jitsu because it's leverage and it's kind of
it's control and submission.
It's very it feels like you're using a lot more intellectual energy. Do you know what I mean? You can't just power out stuff and muscle out stuff. If someone's got your knee line, they've got your heel, they've got you locked up, and you're not going to muscle out of that. It's kind of checkmate. The point is to not get there, right?
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, it could almost be, because jiu-jitsu is all leverage, isn't it? It's just, it's using leverage rather than strength.
Yeah.
I think you could argue that is
Plus monk strength.
Yeah, plus monk strength, obviously, but we all know that. It's the most important part.
It's the foundation.
Yeah, that's not like normal strength. So I think it would be inevitable. I think that it will eventually break through.
I think
because it's exploding in jiu-jitsu, isn't it? Like everyone, is.
It just, I feel like
Everyone's
we
doing
were
it.
saying earlier, like the best guys in the world are going into MMA like when they are at their peak. It would be really interesting to see, one of the top guys in the world who's more of a leg locker. At the moment, that is really a thing. I guess Mikey Musumeci is. He's predominantly now a leg locker. Obviously, but he's not, in any danger of going into MMA.
No.
So, like, you could probably make the argument that most of the best guys in the world, top 10, are fairly well-rounded. Like, they've got good leg locks, don't get me wrong, but, like, they're also really good at wrestling, good chokes, good at, like, and they do quite a variety of things.
It's hard to know whether being crazy good at leg locks would give you the edge over someone who is really fucking good at a whole range of things, but not quite as good as you at leg locks.
Well, I think probably the proof says it doesn't. The proof probably says, if you think, like, who are the best 3 people in the world currently active competitors in jiu-jitsu?
So Mika.
Yeah, I would say Mika, Cade,
Yeah.
and Andrew Tackett.
Yeah, that's
and probably
Mikey. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say Mikey.
Definitely.
Apart from Mikey, I would say those are the top 3. And I would say that they are all very similar in a way, that they're all very well rounded.
Yeah.
Like in all areas, they're good.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably seeing the kind of the complete grappler era, the best guys being complete grapplers, and you have loads of other really excellent like technicians and experts in certain areas, but they're just not quite getting there.
Yeah.
Maybe Pato. He's a very good leg locker.
Yeah.
So he's maybe there's a few at the lighter belts that are more specialists.
Do you think?
I think as you go up, they're much more
more rounded?
Yeah.
Do you think that would transfer to MMA, where the smaller guys would be the more likely ones who would just start employing leg locks?
It could be, couldn't it? It could. That could be it.
Just because of the nature of how smaller guys fight compared to how bigger guys fight.
You're less likely to see a knockout.
It's less weight behind every shot, sort of thing. Maybe they're going to go for that slightly more.
That's interesting.
Intellectual. No, that's the wrong word, but just more leg locky. Basically,
Yeah.
Obviously, striking's very intellectual, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I think it's going to happen at some point, isn't it?
Yeah. I think so. I think it could happen soon. I don't know who that would be.
I think you should sign up.
Yeah.
Just storm in. Yeah. It'd probably be fine.
I had the delusional idea to go and like do some sparring with the MMA team and just see how I fared.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just too old.
There is a point where you're like, I mean, that's one of the reasons I started doing jiu-jitsu, was just like, I just don't want to get punched and kicked in the head anymore.
Yeah. Like I've never experienced that much, so I don't really know what it's like. But I mean, obviously I've been smacked in the head loads of times in jiu-jitsu and it's fucking painful.
It's annoying.
And like, but I think it's just a delusional clinging on to my younger self that makes me want to go and do that. Whereas I'm just like, I feel like halfway through the session, I'll just be like, this was a mistake.
Yeah. When you're in the corner, all balled up, and someone's just fucking railing on you.
Because they're not going to be like, oh yeah, we'll be nice to this guy.
Well, no, because
they're going to be like, this is great.
This is the jiu-jitsu coach.
Yeah,
like,
I'll beat the
yeah. You think jiu-jitsu's good, do you?
You're coming in to test your jiu-jitsu against MMA. We are going to beat the fuck out of you.
I wonder how long it would be before you just like within a minute you'd just be in pure grappling. You just double down on that.
Yeah.
You know?
I would. 100%. You start wrestling, but they're all very well drilled in the wrestling. But you start wrestling, but then you'd be like, fuck, they're just piecing me up with like jabs and kicks and punches. Like, I'm just going to pull to full guard.
Yeah.
Just hold them down.
Just hang on to him as close as
Hope for
possible.
the best. Try and get into the leg. Just hope for the best. Yeah.
It's a mad feeling getting smacked in the face, especially when you're early in the round and you've already taken a few digs You're like, fucking hell, and it's just, the guy's better than you. And especially like the younger guys who's like, and they're in and then they're back out, and you're like swinging at nothing. Fucking, it's horrible.
Yeah. We were talking about this today in our sort of team meeting at the gym, and they were sort of saying that the jiu-jitsu team's really well established, and there's loads of like big players in there that do a good job of sort of galvanizing the team together, like team dynamics. And the kickboxing team is similar, but in the MMA team, it's not quite the same.
Oh yeah.
And we were sort of saying, well, it's because people, when they sort of retire from MMA, don't carry on training
Yeah.
because it's just not that fun.
Well, you can't.
It's fucking hard.
You can't play at MMA, can you?
No.
You're either in it and you're fucking in it, or you're not in it. Because it's and most people like Phil, for example, you go and do jiu-jitsu because it's just.
Yeah, so a few of the MMA guys have sort of like drifted into the jiu-jitsu team.
Yeah.
But like no one really like does MMA as a hobby. Like it's a few, but like
It's just so hard on you. I think
Yeah.
it's so hard on the body, and it's a hard life, isn't it? You could probably say the same for, I don't know. People do. Boxers kind of there's a lot of hobbyist boxers, isn't there?
I guess with boxing and kickboxing you can just work the bag and you can hit pads.
Yeah.
You don't have to spar.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
you could carry on being in that and
Yeah.
sort of dial it down, never go to the sparring sessions, just do the technical sessions. You know, they're hard, like they can be hard technical sessions, but like you're not taking blows.
That's very true. Actually, you don't get an opportunity to kind of simulate MMA, do you? I mean, you don't get the opportunity to simulate jiu-jitsu, but you can do jiu-jitsu because you're not taking as much punishment.
Yeah, you're not getting punched and kicked.
You can-
and you can just dial it down and be more sensible.
You can
and
flow.
The culture is to train hobbyists and competitors all on the same mat.
Yeah.
So you'll have, there's probably at any class, there's 40 people in the class, there's probably 10 of those guys who are all just rolling with each other, who are a little bit older, or they're full time at whatever they do, and they only train 2-3 days a week, and they know that they all just sort of train together. Maybe occasionally they do one with one of the better guys or whatever, and they're just sort of they've found their intensity, and they're just that suits their lifestyle. And then you've got like the competitors who are sort of having a variety of harder and easier rounds and pushing it a bit harder, and maybe they're getting injured a bit more, and that's a bit more taxing on the body and things like that. But like I know for me, like I can do a whole week without doing hard training if I want.
Yeah.
Like Wednesday's an easy day. Like Friday, I can make Friday really easy. Monday, I just come in and roll with like smaller people and stuff.
Yeah.
And like by the end of the week, you're like, barely feel like I've done anything. Like, well, I've trained 3 times. You know what I mean? So like, or that can be a really hard fucking week.
Yeah.
Where I have like had 3 really hard sessions, and that by Saturday I'm just like dead. So it's the culture's there, isn't it? I think there's maybe this is different gym to gym and jiu-jitsu, but I think there's more like micromanagement of the intensity and what you're doing in MMA. Whereas sometimes in jiu-jitsu it's kind of like you learn some stuff and then it's sparring, and the sparring is down to you to decide what you want that session to look like.
Yeah.
And maybe at some gyms they get quite like in depth with that. Like right today everyone's sparring hard, or today people
I
are sparring
imagine.
light. But then actually it's quite hard to govern.
Yeah, but
I've tried to do that at certain sessions and been like, right, we're doing 3-minute rounds. Everyone's got to work as hard as they can. I look at one pair and I'm like, they're just chatting.
Yeah.
Guys, did you hear what I said? Like, oh, yeah, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
And it's two like brown belts. It's like you're a fucking waste of time.
yeah. I guess it depends on how militant the coach is. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess some jiu-jitsu coaches probably are very fucking like, this is what we're doing, what you're doing, and bollocking people, and so yeah, I guess that probably exists as well. But I think I would argue that exists less in jiu-jitsu. Certainly in my experience.
Yeah. It attracts a more relaxed.
It attracts nerds.
Thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It attracts intellectual more. I don't mean that in an
elitist
elitist way. I just mean it
attracts me.
yeah, but I think the proportion is less than striking. Again, in the experience I've had. Not that striking's all meatheads, but it's just because of the nature of it. It's just, I don't know.
I saw a video that Tom DeBlas put up, and it was a black belt being submitted by a purple belt, and then he loses it.
I saw this.
The
Stop.
best thing about that video is he ends up in a triangle.
Yeah. He started punching him, didn't he?
Yeah,
I saw this. Yeah.
So it obviously does attract me. Meatheads. I wonder if it is different in America to the UK. Like whether there's a different culture.
That might just be a numbers thing.
Yeah, but it also like Americans are different to British people.
Yeah.
They're different species.
Yeah.
Like,
In many ways, yeah.
Every country has got its nuances, isn't it? So, but yeah, I remember I watched that video and I just thought like, man,
But I don't know. Yeah, totally. But those guys are kind of, hopefully, they're the exception.
They are.
Yeah.
But to get to black belt and then that happened, like that's.
And still have
But then
that.
you don't actually know what happened. Like it's a grainy video.
The guy could have been like talking shit to him the whole time, and
Maybe the guy's a bellend, and maybe he tapped and he carried on cranking the leg lock or whatever. Like I don't.
yeah,
Who knows?
yeah,
There's always context, isn't there?
yeah, for sure.
But yeah. But even so, like, I think it would take a lot. How much? What would you have to? What would have to be done to you for you to stand up and start throwing blows?
A very big, deliberate, stinky fart in my face as I'm in like a north side, or north side or
Like
something.
you did to
Like-
me whilst demonstrating.
That wasn't deliberate. That wasn't deliberate. God, I was trying to hold it in so much, which is why it came out like. I was really holding on to it, and then you just like leant into me. I went, it was your reaction. It was when you're like, "Oh, that's one way to defend it." It's like 5 mil of like compressed fart.
So someone intentionally farts in your mouth from north south.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do this in 3, 2, what? Like really, I wouldn't be. I don't know whether I'll start throwing punches, but I would not be very happy.
What would make you throw?
I don't know. It'd take a lot. But you.
Yeah, no, it'd take a lot. Like it would have to be something really bad, and the person would have to be like a repeat offender.
Yes. I'm not definitely not naturally a throwing hands kind of guy at all. I would have to be really, really, really
If
backed into a
someone
corner.
who was already had a bad reputation and they did something really bad, like.
But I just feel like I just
couldn't do it. I think I'd just use jiu-jitsu.
I was just gonna say I would just
cost.
do all the fucking catch moves and just the nastiest che shit that I can think of. That's what I'd do. Yeah, but I don't know. It's a more, even though we've been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. It still feels like
I just thought then, I just had a vision in my head of me mounted triangling someone and then biting down as hard as they can on my junk.
Yeah.
I would for sure punch them in the face.
Yeah. Especially in that position because you could. They're right there.
It would be like an involuntary reaction. You'd have to do it.
Yeah.
To free the junk.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Something very, very extreme like that. Yeah. It wouldn't be that they're a lower belt than me and they're beating me.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Beware, white belt.
Go easy on the coach, right? Who was that guy you had a while back who was just like, he said something along the lines of like, oh, I've got tapped to the coach or something, but you had him in like a legit move and you were like, you're not doing me a favour there. That's it. It was a newbie. It was a while back and you were like, he was just a bit of a bro. He came in for one session.
Bell, but I can't remember who it was.
It was one of those kind of dudes that was never seen again.
Yeah.
He came in to see if this jiu-jitsu bollocks worked and got tooled up and was never seen again.
I do remember that. Who was that? I can't remember.
What's your most favourite mat enforcement moment? Have you ever done much of that over your career?
I've not done a lot of it. Like I've definitely stepped it up on a few people who I thought were going a bit spazzy with me, and just sort of ground my elbows into their face and just generally been a bit mean. But usually I just like to sort of if it needs to happen, if someone's like picking on small people, girls, if someone's obviously got some training behind them but they're saying they don't and then they're just like whooping people, I'll usually just pick someone that's big and better than them and say go and roll with them.
Sick them on them.
Yeah, not like go and roll with them and fuck them up.
Yeah,
like,
just
not like
just
that.
just teach them a
More just
lesson.
Like, because they'll just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Just go in and just like smooth them over and just like okay. Yeah, like, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll do it to someone who's not a typical mat, so it's not like Che,
Yeah.
like black belt fucking sumo wrestler who knows it's gonna smush it. It's more like I'll pick like one of the blue belts who I think will be able to do it, but like it'll be good for their development to like have to manhandle like some crazy spaz, which is quite challenging at first, isn't it? When you're a blue belt, when someone comes in and they're just like super like strength orientated and like jerky and fighting for their life, like that's quite challenging to deal with.
Yeah.
So sometimes it'll be like, why don't you get around with that guy? And and you're like, and then they'll come away from it, and you can see it's been like quite a good learning tool for them to sort of be like, oh, that was good. Like, yeah, did quite well there. Like, and then the other person's like, ooh.
Yeah. I think at Blue Belt I had that exact moment when you were like, a guy was tooling up smaller guys and girls, and he's like, oh, he's done a bit of judo or something. Real strong guy. And I was a Blue Belt, and you were like, go and have a little hard roll with him. So I forget how you said it. It was like, okay. And aside from the fact of like when when he was left on the floor, purple and hyperventilated, it was like, oh, it's almost like, oh, like I didn't realise I had that, as a Blue Belt, whether I was at the point where I could enforce in that kind of way. Do you know what I mean? Because I think, certainly for me, at that level, I was trying my hardest to not be like spazzy, because I'm a Blue Belt now, sort of thing, and I'm not a white belt anymore, and sort of thing. So it's kind of turning it up. And this is what we were saying before about the full send, like going full spaz when you're a higher belt is something that is useful, because you've got that bedrock of technique. But I think it's trying to do it when you've got no technique. It's aside from the fact it's dangerous. It's just you're not going to make any friends. But you're struggling with that fight or flight, aren't you? Because someone's coming at you, and then they're just tying you up, and you're in this spot where you're like fuck, and all you've got is strength. I feel like I'm still at that stage where I'm dialing I'm just trying to use as much technique as possible, but I feel like I've yet to kind of dial the strength and the explosivity back in, because I'm worried that it's going to hark back to when I was a white belt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's trying to dial it in like one little point at a time.
Yeah.
It's a hard one, isn't it? You guys like Dusty, who's really got to that point where he was always strong, but he's kind of able to add that back. He's added it back in really well, hasn't he? He's got all that technique now, and now he's just adding strength to it as well.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Using enforcers. It could definitely be seen as like a toxic thing.
Bit culty.
That being said, like...
So you left on a cliffhanger there as well.
Yeah, that being said, it's kind of like dog training.
Okay. Please elaborate.
Here we are. Dogs are animals.
Okay. Well done. that little look. Right? Yeah.
And there's different approaches to dog training, but without going too deep down the rabbit hole, I subscribe to like, dogs want a job. And sometimes a dog needs to be told off. Like, so they need a correction. Yeah. Like, and that's not like you're beating your dog or whatever, but it might be a little tug on the lead is their correction.
Guidance.
Yeah, and because they're like, they're dogs, they're working animals. Like, and when you watch a mum like correct their pups, it'll be a little nip, or it'll be like she'll get a little bit angry with them, that sort of thing. So sometimes people that come into the gym are kind of like wild dogs. And they need a correction. Yeah. And like you just being like, oh mate, chill out. Like, look, everyone's like, trying to sort of like, we're all looking after each other. We're teammates. We've got to make sure that we don't injure each other and stuff. Give them that talk. But I've seen it many a time. It's not enough.
They're like, yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
And in their head, who knows what's going on in their head? Sometimes it's like, what's he on about? That's fucking pussy shit. It's real. Yeah. But that person needs correction. Yeah. And then someone just very respectfully just smoothing them over. And so leaving them, like you said, on the mat, purple face, like, what the fuck just happened? Is that realization that like, shit, like my crazy dog like energy isn't going to work. Yeah. Because it worked on those two people, but then they're beginners as well. And that one's a girl. And she's only 50 kilos and I'm 90 kilos. So no wonder I fucking smashed her. Yeah. But this guy who's my weight, actually this guy who's 10 kilos lighter than me, just fucking manhandled me. I don't even know what just happened. Like, maybe I need to
chill the fuck out.
Yeah. And I need to learn some technique. Yeah. Like, but sometimes you have to give them that little bit of like, respectful enforcing
real world experience
to get through to them because they're a wild dog,
and you hope that the I don't know, at least some of them take away from that, fuck, that's probably how it feels to those smaller people when I'm manhandling them. That didn't feel good.
No, exactly. So I don't want to do that to someone else. 100%.
And it's a way of weeding out the dicks, isn't it?
And some people won't be able to cope with it,
and they'll never see them again. This is the people that they either change, and then they can't. We've had definitely guys that are in the team that started like that,
Yeah.
that are now not like that. But there's also equally there's been guys that came in like that and then they got tooled up a few times and they were never seen again.
Yeah, and the nice polite conversation hasn't worked. The mat enforcing hasn't worked. Well, maybe jiu-jitsu is just not for you. Maybe
Yeah.
You're not ready to do it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because it is a very humbling experience, isn't it? From beginning to end, you've always. I found it. You're always checking in with your ego.
You've got to be quite. I think you've got to be sort of fairly open-minded. And there's a lot of factors, aren't there, that sort of probably come together to sort of mean that you're ready to sort of do it.
Yeah.
Like you could definitely be in a place where you're not mentally ready.
Yeah.
To go through that.
Yeah.
Like at first, because it is a bit of a sort of difficult journey at first.
Well, you are the nail. You like they always say, but you are just getting ragdolled left and right, aren't you?
And if you're not like mentally that sort of stable, you might it will either go one way or the other. It will either be like really good for you, or like it could be like really shit for your self-esteem and things like that, and it could actually be a negative thing.
Yeah.
Depends where you're at, really. It depends on your mindset, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Should we call it then? Anything else you want to say?
All right, guys, let's bow there and then we'll call it a day.
Jiu-Jitsu for the win. Put it in the comments what you think. See you next time. Yeah. On that subject of the